If you don't overcome your limiting beliefs, it will be and stay with you your whole entire life. Our limiting beliefs, limiting literally us from getting to the next level. We do have multiple limiting beliefs. We don't just have one. It's important to either see it or feel it or, smell it, so you can remind to yourself that, okay, now this new belief is activated. Hello guys, hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariam and I'm your friend. Welcome to Healthy Habits. I'm so happy that you're here. Today we're going to talk about some practical strategies that you literally can do today to overcome your limiting beliefs. Yes, I have my notes today because here we are getting very, very practical. So you can also have some pen and paper or whatever you want to write on. And let's dive in. Before I start, why I wanted to talk about this topic, I always try to explain why. So basically, overcoming your limiting beliefs is also one of the topics in depth that we go through my high performance coaching. So why it's important? It's because if you don't overcome your limiting beliefs, it will be and stay with you your whole entire life. Okay. Now, I know that it's hard to get rid of. I know that it's hard to get rid of every limiting belief that you have, because sometimes we don't even realize what limiting beliefs we have. So I know it's hard, but it's not impossible. And that's why I wanted to talk about this topic, because our limiting beliefs, limiting literally us from getting to the next level, from becoming better, for becoming our better version, for becoming our better self. That's why it's very, very important. And that's why I wanted to share, even though I do this on coaching, but here you are my friends. So let's dive in. Well, I don't do usually only this one. It's one of the topics of the coaching sessions that I have, but let's dive in. So yes, I have my notes because I don't want to miss anything. And I want to give credit to Tony Robbins because that's from whom I've learned. I'll add some things for myself and from my experiences, and literally because I do this exercise, but I'll add some flavor from myself. So stay tuned. The next 20 minutes you're spending with me. So now that we talked about why it's important to overcome our limiting beliefs, step one would be to actually identify your limiting beliefs. For that, I want you to ask yourself two questions. What has this belief cost me? So whatever belief you have in mind right now, we can start with one. But honestly, you can do this exercise for your multiple beliefs, because we do have multiple limiting beliefs. We don't just have one. But the most important thing, when I ask this question, what it has cost you, that belief, what's coming in your mind? I'll give you 5 seconds to write it down, and then I'll give you examples. Is it fear? Is it you don't have confidence, or you're lacking confidence? Is it discouragement? Is it lack of self-love? Is it that you don't care about yourself? There is not right or wrong answers. What do you think right now that belief, once you identify that belief, what it has cost you? Examples. Because if it's fear, because of my fear, I didn't take much opportunities. Because of that fear, limiting belief, which is fear in this example, I didn't ask for that person on a date. Because of that fear, I don't travel. Because of that fear, I don't start my business. It can be endless. And the second question is, what opportunities have you missed? What opportunities have you missed? Networking, if it's fear. Traveling again. But the cost, if we go back to the first question, what it has cost you, in my opinion, for me, I always write down, it has cost me to reach my full potential. It can be different for you. I'm just giving you some examples to give you some ideas. And I always ask this to my clients too, like, if they tell me they are going to do something and they don't do it, I always ask them, what's the price that you're paying? What's the cost that you're paying if you don't do it? And they usually, makes them think. They're like, oh, okay, is it that, you will not be providing as much as you want for your kids, for your future kids, for your family, if you don't start that business, for example, or if you don't take risks. Now, I know that risks are risky, they are not fun to take, but that's when we're going to grow. And I'm going to talk about at the end about growth and, once you have overcome your limiting beliefs. But if we do a little recap, so once you identify them, ask yourself what that belief has cost to you, and also what opportunities have you missed because of that limiting belief. Now, once you do that, let's go to step 2. Once you confronted them, transfer them, okay? I believe Tony Robbins calls this Dickens process or something like that. So once you write them down, right, you need to confront them, not like avoid them or, deep down, you're fearful, but you're like, oh no, I don't want to, acknowledge it. No, once you confront them, you need to transfer. So you can write down and create empowering replacement for each one. Meaning, if we go to our example of fear, you can write down, okay, I was fear. Now I am fearless, or I'm more confident. Usually I love fearless, but it can be, I don't know, if you're lacking confidence, well, now you have more confidence. It's a crucial step to write them down, because it's like your eyes will see it. And I know, don't worry, it's not enough just writing it down. We'll go there. But confronting them and just searching for replacement, it's an amazing thing, I believe. Well, this year I'm going to go again. I'll tell you a little story. This year I'm going to go again to Tony Robbins, summit, Unleash the Power Within, which is going to be it's 3 days from March 16th to 19th, I believe, or something like that. I'll put the dates. But last year also I went there in March, and the exercise that he told us to do, we had a brick, not a brick like what it's called, like wood, but it wasn't this, it wasn't too thin either, it wasn't thick either, it was in the middle. And we needed to write our limiting beliefs and then put like an X on it, and then put our replacement, which I'll give you my example. It was fear, so I wrote down fearless, right? Or on the back, I don't remember, but I do have the woods until now. When I saw the wood, I was like, because you need to break it, literally. Those karate, like kids do it. Yeah, I need to do that. And I saw that wood. I'm like, how can I'm gonna break it? Because it wasn't thin, and I was like, oh my god, how can I do it? I'm like, okay, let me try. So I wrote down my fear and my limiting belief, and then I wrote down the replacement. I put an X and I wrote down my replacement. And, he was on Zoom, on live, and, we were like, I don't know how many people, and everyone was, with their cameras on, so you could see everyone. So, and now he was teaching us how we can break it. And again, when I was seeing that again, another limiting beliefs, can I actually do it? That's another story. But when he was teaching us, like, okay, you need to breathe like this. You need to put your hand like this. I was already freaking out. I'm like, okay, can I even do this? I know I can lift some weights, but this is another story. Anyway, so yeah, I wasn't sure. But long story short, I tried it. And guess what? I did break it, because I still have it and I'll keep it forever. And I was so emotional, guys. You have no idea. I was so emotional. And it's like I saw with my eyes that I can do it. I saw with my eyes that the breaking the wood was actually breaking the fear, the limiting belief that I had. And it was so meaningful for me to do, and then just doing the exercise. Well, that's the point. But yeah, I was so emotional. Anyway, that's another story time. But why I want to tell you this example, it's because you can literally do the same. You don't need to like a wood thing to do it. You can literally put it on paper and then, rip it apart like 100 pieces, 200 pieces. So it was very impactful, that exercise, because first of all, it's not every day that you do that, even if it's on a piece of paper, right? Second of all, like I told you, you see with your own eyes that you're capable of, and you know that you're capable more of than you ever thought. So that's why this exercise is very, very powerful. So I highly, highly recommend. Well, Tony Robbins recommends. So once you do that, once you overcome your limiting beliefs, then we need to reinforce our beliefs by, again, writing them down. And this is what Tony Robbins says. I'm going to tell you what I say. So he tells how we can reinforce our new beliefs. It's by affirming it, writing it down, imagine how it feels, and visualize. So all of those things are great. I mean, he tells that, so it's great. Writing down, affirmations, imagine how it feels, visualize. But the way that I can add my own flavor to this, those things are very, very important, especially visualizing that. Like if you are afraid, let's say, of public speaking or speaking in front of multiple, hundreds of people, or even 10 or one person, just visualizing them there, just visualizing you there speaking, it can reinforce your new belief. But what helps else? It's when you actually do things that will remind you constantly. Meaning, I'll tell you a little example that I do personally. So recently I started to go lots of networking events in person, and this is out of my comfort zone. I know I talk here a lot, but usually I don't talk a lot. I'm an introvert by nature. It's just whenever I need to be extroverted, I can, but I am more introverted person. So I needed something like a new belief to overcome my limiting beliefs, which were, can I really do this? Oh no, I'm super, super introverted. I can't talk to someone that I don't know. Or silly. And then I was doing the exercise, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna add something even powerful. So I have this perfume that every time I put it on, it's like my hint, my sign to like activate my new belief. And these guys, by the way, like write down or, remember this part, because not everyone talks about it. And I test it on my own skin and I know it works. So whenever I put the specific perfume that I have, let's say for networking event, or whenever I want to feel confident or I want to have the more confidence, since it's a scent, it reminds me constantly, okay, Mariam, you need to be more confident. Okay, Mariam, you got this. Okay, Mariam, you can do it. It's a powerful thing. If it's not perfume, it can be a specific bracelet or a necklace or something like that, or, something that it can be reminded to you. I know that I've talked about here lots about reminders on your phone, wallpaper, stickers, but like when you interact with that person, like it's not that you're looking on your phone so it can remind you. It's not like you see your stickers usually. It's not like, so it needs to be something that you can either feel like a scent or something that you can see constantly, like ring or something. Like it can be that you literally do with your own hands, like a bracelet for $1. Like I don't care. It's important to either see it or feel it or smell it, so you can remind to yourself that, okay, now this new belief is activated. It's with me. It's a new Mariam, new me, right? No, but like, you know what I mean. So it's very, very crucial. That's my own flavor that I want to add through this exercise. if you do your recap, so identifying your limiting beliefs, it's good. So what has it cost you? What opportunities have you missed? Second one, it's once you confront them, transfer them. So empowering replacement that each your limiting belief can have. Again, you write down, it's very, very powerful. Fearless. If you don't have confidence, more confidence, and the list can go on. And then you reinforce your new beliefs, whether you're visualizing them, feeling them, the exercise I told you, something that you perfume, ring, bracelet, I don't know, you name it, can actually remind you that your new limiting beliefs is reactivated. It's the most powerful thing also. But if not, again, as Tony Robbins says, affirming, writing down, imagine how it feels, visualize. It's also very powerful. It's just, I know that most of us, we don't have, or we don't want to do those things because it takes extra time. Maybe, maybe you're very busy. Maybe you have other responsibilities. It's life. It can happen. I feel like when we talk about affirmation and visualization, people think it's 30 minutes or more, or I don't know how many pages you need to write down to meditate or whatever. But no, it can be a simple phrase. It can be a simple, okay, 5 seconds, I'm visualizing myself to be confident. 5 seconds, I'm visualizing myself to be fearless. And at the end, as a bonus, I'm going to tell you another example that came to me automatically just yesterday. So I went to a ballet conference, I was going to say ballet conference, but no, it was a ballet, and it was, this huge stage in Montreal. And suddenly I was like, Miriam, it was at Wilfred. It was at Place des Arts, so it was Wilfred something, I don't remember the name. And suddenly, you know what I started visualizing? I started visualizing me on that stage. I'm like, Miriam, can you believe that one day you can be there? Even if it's not for ballet, because I know that they rent for, multiple occasions, that place. But I was like, Miriam, can you imagine yourself being on that stage one day? And then I got chills on myself. I'm like, oh my God, this is can I I was like, wow. And I kept visualizing myself, there. And then I saw how many seats that place has. I'm like, I don't know how many, maybe 5,000 or more. I honestly don't know. But I was like, oh my God, this is crazy that I just visualize myself. Why? It's because I do the exercise that I told you. I practice whatever I told you. And before, the old Miriam would never imagine randomly that's something as big as being on that stage, because I would never, even if I'm trying to have the mindset that I don't tell myself I can do this. I don't have, I don't. But at the same time, it's really, really scary, because you're like, oh my God, I can't really be there. And I just smiled. Whenever I imagined myself there, I just smiled, because I'm like, wow, this will happen, me being on that stage and have a huge impact on even more people. And you gotta dream big. And yeah, but you know what else helps me besides the steps that Tony Robbins teaches us? It's also having confidence and working on it, because most people don't born with this huge confidence. And I feel like, yes, it's good that you identify your limiting beliefs. It's good that you reinforce your new beliefs that you want to have, but also you need to work on your confidence, because everything comes from confidence. The risk that you take comes from confidence. Even if you tell yourself, okay, I'm fearless now, and you practice it, it's still, you need to have confidence. And I have a video how you can literally, I have a video about how you can be more confident. I'll link it below. But confidence is huge. Every successful person is working on their confidence, because without that, not possible. Anyway, guys, I hope this episode, I know it was a little bit, chit chats and about a little bit stories of mine. It had a little bit stories of mine, but I just wanted to show you that Yes, I've done it, and I just wanted to share my experience, how it felt on my skin doing this strategy. And that's why I wanted to share. So I hope this episode was helpful and that you will get to action, because if you don't take action, nothing will change. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and also ring the bell so you don't miss any healthy habits, because we are having those a lot, and I hope that you will be back. But before I go, don't forget, don't give up for just one more day. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.